Hello everyone. This is the final project. Everything is finalized. The circuit board, the programming, the connections from this universal programmer that I built here. Not debugger, universal debugger. I call it as an universal debugger, but I don't know what name to give him. I connected it already to my programming board that is there, and that is linked to PIC2 programmer. Everything is a programmer here. And look on this beautiful lady here, beautiful girl, like their eyes, her eyes. This is a test program that I built. If you remember, I built it also when I was testing in Proteus. The very important option configuration here is this oscillator LP, which means LP low power crystal. It means usually I am using internal RC, internal 4 MHz oscillator usually, but for this purpose, for this project, you have to set it as an as using an external oscillator. And this is what is doing actually. This thing is oscillating as an oscillator. All right. So yeah, I already said here it's for Proteus, and this is the code, and here I comment. Let's see if I can. Yeah, here I comment with 4444 instructions. Well, this is for oscillation. Actually, is one instruction that is counting, that is made out of 4 oscillations of the processor, the internal processor of the PIC. And these are the other. This is the repeating code that will cycle all forever. And this instruction until here, as you can see, are 4444. But the last one is the last instruction is 2 cycles, and is 8 oscillations of the processor. And that's it. The program doesn't go further than this. Is only stopping here and repeating all this code forever and ever, never. But when you're starting the program, when you're starting, I put here some question marks. I really don't know if I suspect them. These lines of codes, I suspect them, they are not actually written into the PIC microcontroller. I believe, is my suspicion, that only these 4 instructions are actually written there, because in my tests that I did here, I got 5 instructions, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then the second LED appeared after the instruction has finished. All the 4 oscillations of the instruction finished. So what is 4 times 5? It means 20 instructions, 20 oscillations. And 5 instructions in total to lit this second LED here. And let's follow it. Actually, I restarted the PIC by plugging it out and plugging it in back again. So this is the restarting from scratch. And now let's cycle using the 4 this is the 4 oscillations, the second button. The first button is 1 oscillation, and this is the 4 oscillation. And this is one instruction, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you see, is I'm not sure if you can see it actually, but there is another LED there. That is the first one. This is actually the second one that is lit. And if so right now I'm at this line here that is already executed, and it opened this LED, this pin of the PIC. And next I will press again, and it will create step into this line of code, this instruction, and the second pressing of the button will lit the first LED actually. Okay, so it is cycling between second LED and the first LED, and then back and forth again. So now another 2 instructions, all counting 4 oscillations, which this is doing exactly like that, very quickly. 1 and 2, and this should switch. 3, 4. Shit. Motherfucker. You broke my video. You broke my video. Yeah. It should work like that. So there is some mystery. There is some mystery code that I don't understand in the beginning until it's starting to get inside this loop. But you will see is having sense after a while. After I get over the starting part. I'm not very sure the starting part how it's working. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and is second now. So now is here at this line, and I should press 1, 2, and I should get the first LED. Let's see. So 1, 2, you see the first LED, and so now we are here at this line. And next I have 4 plus 8, which is 12, so 3, and then another 4 to actually execute this line. So it's 16, so 4 times I have to press the button. Okay, so 1, 2 times, and the 4th time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that guy switched to this line. And now another 2 lines. So 1, 2, and let's switch there. If I have to, let's go back to to 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And now if I'm counting 1 by 1, so it's it should be 8 pulses, but not look at this girl. How beautiful she is. I have to, I'm easily distracted. So I have to count 8 times now to switch back to the first. All right. So this is the 1 by 1 instruction, oscillation. 1 by 1 oscillation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see how it moved? And now I have to count how many? 16. It's 4 instructions and 16 times. So I will count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Exactly on the mark. And now another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ta-da! And is exactly counting, looping around all this little test code that I made here. What I'm very curious is about the first initialization when the code is starting. That I couldn't figure it out. Is kind of jumping around a little bit until is actually starting to work. I don't know what is happening there, but it will be good to have a clear understanding of how many instructions or oscillations I should pass over to count until I will start actually the program. So this is a very tiny, extremely tiny program, extremely basic, and this debugger, it's a hardware debugger what I built here. It's doing its job exactly as I imagine it, as I dream it. I was sleeping actually, not sleeping, but I was in my bed. Let's look and discuss with this girl on the screen. So I was laying in bed and I was thinking, contemplating this problem, how to make it work, and this is exactly as I envision it, and is looking way more better in reality now when it's done and is working perfectly. Is working absolutely perfectly. I have no complaint about it. I had some very serious problems with the buttons when I was pressing at some points in the development. I mean, when I was pressing the button, sometimes was doing the job, sometimes was not doing the job. I tested this problem like continuously almost, and in the end I got some help on the code as well, but I resolved the problem before I get the code optimization. I was helped with the code optimization, and I'm very extremely grateful to Mr. 1 and 0. Thank you very much officially, and you really helped me with your code, and this is the final product that I'm very satisfied. I mean, it's doing the job. So pretty much this is it about the functionality of this hardware device that I envision, I imagine it, and now is done, now is in reality, and is better in reality than what I imagined it will be. It's perfect, it's excellent, it's 100% exactly as I imagined it. But even if it's 100% mission complete, even if it's that, I really want some advanced features from it, and probably in the future I will add a counter that with numbers that will count the numbers will move as I press the button, will count. I will have a physical number display here with numbers, I imagine. And then this is the ultimate, absolutely the ultimate debugging solution that I envision. I have no idea how to implement it yet, but that's the core of. I mean, this will be the next cool advancement of this universal debugger that I made here. If I will be able to actually read the instructions from inside that PIC. I am crazy, right? But I think it's possible. And from a hardware perspective, somewhere on a display, when I'm pressing one time the button for one oscillation, each oscillation that is performed somewhere on a display to actually show me the instruction that is that is run in the PIC at that instruction cycle oscillation. So when this instruction is performing, then is extracting the code behind what is sending and receiving actually the last bit of code that was executed inside that PIC. So that's the ultimate and the coolest and fantastic upgrade. I have absolutely no idea how to make it work yet, but I will think about it. I'm exposing right now the very general idea what I wish to have in the future. Until then, this will work as it is, as standalone, as it is. I have to actually know exactly what the code does, and this should cycle through the code or through pieces of code that I don't know exactly what they are doing. And by knowing how many oscillations each instruction is making, when trying to count them like this, stepping through them, I think is a good way of learning ensembler, learning PICs, learning instruction, machine code, probably even. Why not? And I think is a very good teaching instrument and project, and I'm very happy with its realization. So yes, that's the future. And I hope someday I will make it. Probably not alone, because you know how it is. You cannot do shit in capitalism being alone. Alone is just poor shit. But if I will get some good friends, good engineers friends, hopefully, probably it will be a dream come true someday. But until then, this project is finished, and I'm quite happy with it. So this is the last movie of this particular project, with its construction, with its development and its results right now. Thank you very much, and see you later.